Hey everyone, Leigh Calvert here, your realtor with Briggs, Freeman, Sotheby's International Realty. Hope you're doing well. I want to run over 5 tips to selling your house, whether you're using an agent, doing it by yourself. There are things that I see every single day that just, I'm losing my hair, but pulls my hair out with the basic things that could be done that don't happen with some listings. Absolutely bewildering. Anyway, 5 tips for you. Let's go. Number 1, get your house exterior washed. Pressure wash the pathways, pressure wash the driveway, the siding if that needs done. Get the windows cleaned, the gutters. If you've got gutters and they're white, they really stand out in pictures, and you want that presentation to be good. Just think, when you're dating, maybe you're still dating now, whoever you are, whatever you're doing, before you go on a date, do you dress up nice, have a wash, maybe have a shave, get your hair done, maybe you're putting on some nice smells, all to impress somebody else that you're going to be meeting? Why on earth would you not do the same thing to your house when going on the public market? You're trying to woo someone to buy your house. Put a little effort in, get it looking nice. You want that presentation and that experience for the person coming to your house. You've got to put a little bit more money into it than getting yourself ready, but it absolutely pays off in the end. Number 2, call it reduce and spruce, aka declutter. Walk around your house, look at the pathways. How much of the floor can you see? You've got rugs unnecessarily covering the floors. Bring them up, especially if the floor is in good condition. We're selling the floors, not the rugs. Now, the walkways, you want to make sure they're open, easy to walk around the house. That really helps with feeling of spaciousness around the property. Anything that is, excessive on shelves, open glass cabinetry, declutter those. The more clutter it looks like, the more less storage space that someone's going to feel when they're going through the property. So fill up your cupboards or closed, fill up your closets, put everything you don't need into your garage if you need to. The garage is really your staging area. If you can warrant not having the car in there for a little while you're selling the property, it's a great holding spot. Running out of room, maybe consider a storage unit for a short period of time, or get a pod, put the pod on the property, just off to the side of the property that you can put things into to get the house feeling more spacious, more clean, more clear space in the property for when the buyer is going through, but also for when you're getting pictures done ahead of time. Number 3, and this kind of touches on number 1 with cleaning the house, get the landscaping in order. Mow the lawn, get the grass looking great if you have grass. Trim the bushes if they're overly excessive or on the side of the house. Make sure the trees don't have any falling limbs or anything like that. Or maybe even if you've got a tree that is really touching the property, clear those branches away from the property. Inspectors are going to bring that up every single time. And lastly, if the leaves have fallen, get a leaf blower, blow the leaves away from the property, and think about, just be a good neighbor. Get your neighbor's house as well. Make sure it's not just your house. That way you get a better impression of the street, not just your house itself. So maybe go 2-3 doors down, maybe across the street as well. Your neighbors are not going to argue with you blowing the leaves away from the property and just getting everyone looking great. Number 4. Now this one, we see this with professionals with listing properties as well as for sale by owners. Please, whatever you do, use a professional to take photos of your house before you put them on the market. Put the iPhone away, as good as the pictures can be. Even now, I've just looked at a property where the finger is slightly over the screen of the iPhone, and that's the first property they're putting out to the public to display this home. It's still available on the market. You can tell the iPhone pictures when looking at a property. And I tell you now, a professional photographer, and not just one that does it as a hobby, find a professional real estate photographer to take pictures of your house, okay? Because 99% of people find their house online. It used to be 93%, it's now up to 99%. And the predominant method of them seeing that house for the first time is through photos. Please put some effort in and get the key way that people are looking at your property done professionally, okay? Please do that. The cost is so worth it. And again, you might be a real estate agent and watching this video going, no, I'm good. I don't need professionals to sell the properties. That's your own thing, good for you. But if you're selling it by owner, and or maybe you're selling a house with a professional and you're not using professional photography, you might want to consider what you're doing. Is just all I'm saying. Lastly, number 5, accessibility. Be accessible. The more restrictive you are on when people can see your property, the less likely you're going to get an offer for one, or even a decent offer. So if you're, for example, the only caveat to that is an investment property where you have a tenant, because you want to reduce the impact on the tenant, okay? But you've got to sometimes put extra contingencies in there for a buyer if that is the case. But if you're selling your house, you live there, you're the owner, the more accessible you can make it, and I'm talking in the sense of, can you respond to a buyer that is putting a request in to see it within, I don't want to say 30 minutes, but those do come in often, but an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Can you do that? Or are you just saying only available on weekends and only between this hour and this hour? The latter makes it a lot more difficult for a buyer who may not have been planning to see your house, but there are spontaneous impulse buyers out there that were looking at one thing, see another, and go for that, okay? The more accessible you can make the house, the better. Do not take a concession in security. A good listing agent will pre-qualify the buyer before they come into your house. Pre-qualifying being speaking to them about, do they have a loan approval letter? If they're buying cash, can they provide proof of funds? There are measures that can be taken to ensure you're not making concessions by getting out of your house for a looky-loo or someone that just isn't even ready to buy. So anyway, that was number 5. 5 tips for you. However you're selling, please take those into consideration. We can do better with presentation for sell by owners and some professionals out there as well. Anyway, if you want more tips, because that was just 5 of them, I've got a lot more, please reach out, comment below. Would love to connect with you. See you later. Good luck.